Hi, it's Summer, and this is my Sun's Out Books Out readathon vlog. It is actually day 2 of the readathon. I did film my day yesterday and like some talking clips and stuff, but I was just like super low energy and I didn't really like anything that I was saying. So I decided we're gonna start over again today and I'll just kind of do a little recap of what happened yesterday. Before I get into that though, I did want to show you the books that I am planning on reading this week. The first book on my list is Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. This book fits the prompt to have yellow on the cover. And actually all of these books have at least a little bit of yellow, so they technically could all fit for this prompt, but this is the one that I picked specifically for it. I don't really know what this book is about. I think that it's just people in complicated relationships, just like normal people was. I am excited to read this, but I will say I am mentally prepared to DNF this if I'm not having a good time. The next book is Bunny by Mona Awad. This fits the prompt to read a chiller, which is a chill thriller. I think that this is thriller, horror, and that it also has like some magical realism kind of stuff in it. I actually did get part of the way through this last night, but I will talk about that in a second. My next book is Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. This fits for the prompt, a book picked by a friend. This is about Kiko, who is 36 years old and she's been working at the same convenience store job for 18 years. My last book is Feelings, A Story in Seasons by Manjit Tott. This is a graphic novel and I think it's kind of autobiographical. The back says that this book is about moods that change as quickly as the weather, and I think that it just follows the author's mental health throughout the seasons. And I don't know if I already said this, but it's for the prompt to read this at a picnic, and I think I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. So those are all the books, and so now I'll just kind of tell you what I was up to yesterday and what I read. For the readathon, there are Instagram photo challenges, so yesterday it was just to post a picture of your TBR stack, so one of the first things that I did yesterday was take that picture. This is some footage of me taking the picture and then my cat's hanging out with me while I'm doing it. This is how that picture turned out though. And then I also took a picture of some bookmarks that I made the other day because I filmed a reel of me making them, and then I wanted to have a cuter picture for the cover on Instagram. After that, my husband Travis and I went to go and pick up lunch, and right next to the place that we went there was a Starbucks, so I decided to go and get the drink that the hosts made for this readathon. It's called Sit in the Shade Lemonade, I think. It's lemonade with peach juice and I think Tango Passion tea or something on top. It was so good. Like anything with peach in it is automatically like my favorite thing, but I would definitely get it again. After that, we came home and I started reading Convenience Store Woman, and I did finish it. I'm a slow reader, so it took me a couple of hours. This book is only 163 pages. I asked Travis to help me pick what book to start with, and he picked this one because he figured it'd be good to start with a short book so that I could finish it and have like some good momentum going into the readathon. So it was a very good call on his part. I didn't love this book though, and I really was kind of thinking this might be a new favorite, that I would give it like 5 stars or something, but I think this is more of a 3-star for me. Kiko is really weird and quirky and doesn't act like the people around her, and she's found a lot of comfort and happiness at this convenience store that she's been working at. Her friends and family are putting a lot of pressure on her to either get a better job that's more like socially acceptable for somebody her age, or to settle down, get married, and have kids. And neither of those things are things that she wants. The main thing that kind of furthers the plot is that there's this guy that starts working at the convenience store that basically just starts working there to like meet somebody to get married to. Him and Kiko kind of come to the conclusion that they could get into like a mutually beneficial kind of like fake relationship. That way he doesn't really have to participate in society and she can tell her friends and family that she has a boyfriend. But the guy is honestly just like gross. And he's mean, and I really did not like him. The blurbs on this say that it's like hilarious and so funny, but I really didn't think it was very funny. It was interesting to see what Kiko did to try to be part of society and to try to be normal. It was funny to hear some of like her thought process and stuff, but a lot of this book kind of just like made me anxious and also just like made me sad. This is really just like a commentary on like people's place in society, specifically women. I think that what I really wanted this book to be was like a slice of life story about this woman who works at a convenience store and just kind of like the daily goings on, which you do get a lot of that, and I loved hearing that, and how it talks about the store just being like the same as her and how she's part of the store and she knows all of its patterns and what to expect on certain days and from certain customers. The whole time I just kept thinking like, give this woman a raise, like make her the manager. She's like going above and beyond for this place, and you can just tell that she truly feels comfortable and at home in this place. It even talks about like when she's at home, everything that she does is so that she can be better equipped to perform better at the store, and how she can hear like the buzz and the sounds of the convenience store in her head even when she's home. And I think that I just wanted more of that in the book. I honestly feel kind of dumb giving this 3 stars because I know that this is like a highly acclaimed novel, that it's won awards, that the author is a good author, and it has a lot of really great commentary in it, but it just wasn't for me, and I think I just wanted something a little bit more like lighthearted and fun. So that's honestly on me for going into the book with like the wrong expectations. After I finished Convenience Store Woman, I started reading Bunny during the live reading sprints that were happening on A Book Like You's channel, and it was with Keisha, Kendall, and Liv. It was really fun and it helped me get through a ton of this book. This was only the second live reading sprint that I've ever participated in, and I love them so much. I don't know why it's taken me so long to get into them because like I do so much reading when I hop on reading sprints with people. So last night I made it to chapter 8, which is page 61. So I'm that far through the book. Pretty much everything that I've read so far is in the synopsis on the back of the book. So I feel like the plot is really about to get interesting, but so far this book is about Samantha. I think she's going to school for like English or poetry or something. She's in this class called The Workshop, and I think it's just strictly for people that write poetry and stuff. But she's in it with this group of girls that she calls the Bunnies. These girls act really weird around each other and they have like a certain aesthetic, and they all refer to each other as Bunny. And Sam just thinks that they're weird, and her friend Ava just make fun of them all the time. But one day Sam gets an invitation from the Bunnies to join them at one of their things that they call the Smut Salon. And as much as she's like annoyed by them and wants to make fun of them, she's also really intrigued and decides to go. I'm really enjoying this so far. I really like the writing style. It's very like quick and witty and almost kind of like stream of consciousness a little bit. I just feel like this book is so pretentious, but like in the best way, and I'm really excited to just like have all of the weird fever dream things start to happen, and I have a feeling that it's about to. My plan for today is to read a lot more of Bunny. I don't really know if I'm gonna finish it today. It would be cool if I did, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I would like to see if I can get like 2/3 of the way through. I feel like that's doable. Other than reading today though, I think that I really want to try and hit a few thrift stores. I've been getting really into thrifting the last few weeks, and I just want to see if I can find any new home decor or clothes or books. I'm going to eat lunch really quick, and then I'm going to change out of the shirt because it's too hot outside to wear long sleeves, and then we will go thrifting. I just got back from thrifting, but I thought really quick I would try to squeeze in a little thrift haul. I'm gonna start with what I got at DI. I got this cat wrapping paper for 75 cents. I don't know if it's vintage or if it's just made to look vintage, but it's like vintage Christmas cats. And I know Travis is gonna love this too. And then I also got a little wicker basket for the picnic tomorrow because I wanted it to be really aesthetic, and baskets are like super cheap at the thrift store. I did find one book. This is My Absolute Darling by Gabriel Talent. On Goodreads, it said it's like coming of age historical fiction thriller. When I went to look this up, I had already added it as want to read on Goodreads. So this has been on my radar, mostly probably just because I really like the cover. I also got this cute little sunflower picture frame. It's a little bit bright, so like I could always just paint this white or gold or something, but I just thought it was a cute frame. Next, I have this like little picture frame shelf thing for your wall. It's missing a flower in the center, but I see stuff like this all the time when I'm thrifting, so I figured I can just wait until I find something that would look good in the middle of this and just glue it on. And then I'm gonna spray paint everything gold so it looks kind of like an Anthropologie dupe or something. And then the next thrift store that I went to, they don't really have very much as far as books, but I usually go there for clothes. I found this like leopard print skirt, and it's basically the same cut and material as the one that I'm wearing right now. And I've literally been wishing for a skirt similar to the one that I'm wearing, but in cheetah print or leopard print. I manifested this. I feel like it's really cute. It's gonna fit really well with some of like my band t-shirts and stuff. And then I got this really cute kind of celestial t-shirt. It's really big and oversized, and I'm gonna be living in this. And then I got this top. I don't know if this color is like the best for me, but I like how it fits, and it would just be like a nice like hang out around the house type of shirt. And I figured I could just get like some Rit dye and color it whatever color I want. I mainly really wanted this too because it looks kind of like a Free People shirt. I'm really happy with everything that I got though. I'm gonna go put everything away and start a load of laundry, and then I'm gonna start reading Bunny. It's the next day, and it is day 3 of the readathon. I did not get as much reading done yesterday as I wanted to. After thrifting yesterday, I actually came home and did some work for a few hours, and then I made dinner, and then we watched an episode of Stranger Things because we've been rewatching the older seasons. And then after that, Travis needed to go to bed because he wakes up early for work, so I stood up for a minute after he fell asleep and read 2 chapters of Bunny, but the chapters are really short, so I didn't make too much progress. It still hasn't gotten weird, but like we are about to, like I can feel it, like something weird and creepy maybe is about to happen. I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but Sam got invited to what the bunnies call a smut salon. And at the end of this last chapter, it kind of like alluded to them inviting her to a second one. And I feel like something is gonna go down at the second smut salon. So I'm very excited to keep reading today, but today I'm also gonna be reading Feelings because I'm gonna have my picnic today. I actually just barely got back from the grocery store and got some things for it. So I'll show you what I got really quick. I got this pink sparkling lemonade. I also got these really pretty pink carnations. And then I also got this cute slice of funfetti cake. This might make my picnic look like it's a birthday picnic, but I don't really care. I just wanted like a cute food item. I'm actually gonna use the picnic for the photo challenge for Instagram today. The prompt is to have something like sun or water related in your picture, and I live in the desert, so I don't really have like water around me. So I was gonna use the sun because we usually have a lot of that here, and I was gonna have like a picnic outside and it was gonna be sunny, so that was gonna be like my way of incorporating that. And then today it's cloudy. This is like the cloudiest day we've had in weeks. So of course the day where I need the sun to be out, it's not. I honestly don't really care too much if it fits the prompt 100% today. I just want to take a cute little aesthetic picnic picture and have a fun kind of like self-care reading outside day. I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm gonna cut up the watermelon really quick and then we will go and set up our little spot outside. Despite the clouds, it got way too hot outside. I did make it to page 59 of Feelings though. It's really beautiful so far. I was really gonna try to stick it out and just stay out there to finish this book because I'm already like halfway done just being at page 59, but it was just way too hot. So I'm gonna finish reading it inside and then try to read a little bit of Bunny too. I also realized while I was out there that I technically do have water in my picture because of my watermelon. I really enjoyed what I read while I was out there though. This book is basically like poetry just with illustrations, and I'm really liking it so far. I'm relating to a lot of it. I'm pretty sure that I kind of described this book as being an autobiography, and there's a note from the author at the beginning that says, "The woman you'll meet in these pages is not an exact mirror of myself, but she represents many important parts of me." The author is an artist, so she illustrated all of the pictures that are in here, and I think that just makes it even more personal knowing that the words and the pictures came from her. But since she is an artist and an illustrator, there's a lot in here about like art block and having an idea, having inspiration come to you, getting overwhelmed with work and with drawing, and trying to have the energy to do things, trying to have the motivation to draw. And with that being my job as well, I really related to a lot of the things that she was talking about in the first half of this book. Something that I don't have in common with her though is that she seems to really like the summertime, or at least the first half of the summer, and I really hate the summertime, which is ironic since my name is Summer, but I really just don't like the summertime. I really liked this spread and found it really relatable too. This is kind of at the end of summer when she's starting to kind of get a little bit more sad and not in the best like mental space. It says, "I pushed myself to go out even though a blue light had been following me all day. I couldn't shake its glow. I asked around and realized I wasn't the only one who had ever felt this glare. As I talked about it more, the blue light began to dim." I just think it's a really beautiful message, and I'm just really having a good time reading this. I'm gonna sit down and try to finish it really quick, and then I will probably move on to reading Bunny. Okay, my camera died, so I switched to my phone for this last little clip that I wanted to do. This page says, "Just when I think I've caught a spark, the day runs out, and instead of lighting a fire, I have to leave it behind. Who knows if that spark will be waiting for me." But that was the page that kind of made me get a little bit emotional because I've never been able to like explain that feeling, and I just feel like that page did. Like I finally have something tangible that kind of like represents what my sadness has felt like in the past. Thankfully, it does kind of end on a positive note though, and it says, "I persevered through bitter storms, so when they come back around, I'll be ready for them." And then it shows her like living her life again and being inspired with art and like seeing friends and stuff and getting excited for summer again. So it shows you that she is happy. She's starting to be happy.
And yeah, I just really wasn't expecting to love this book as much as I did and to like connect to it as much as I did. Not only was it beautiful in its visuals, but it was just beautiful in what it had to say and its relatability, and I just really thoroughly loved this and enjoyed my time reading it. 5 stars for sure. And now after reading this emotional, beautiful book, I'm gonna go and read Bunny and potentially see people get killed or turned into rabbits. Who knows?
I've been participating in the live sprints on Liv's channel for a little bit now. I think that we're doing a 45-minute sprint right now. I just wanted to hop on really quick to tell you that this is definitely getting weird. I don't really know what I can say about this without getting into like spoilers, but like this is definitely a fever dream. And I feel like I'm having like favorite book feelings. Like, I don't know. And like if I had to rate it right now, I think it would be 5 stars. The back of this says, soon her friendships with Ava and the bunnies will be brought to a deadly collision. So Ava is the main character's like only friend at this school. And so I'm wondering if the bunnies are gonna try to like do something weird to Ava. The bunnies really remind me of the girls from Scream Queens. I think they're called the Chanels as far as like aesthetic and like vibes and stuff. Like that's kind of what I'm picturing in my head. I feel like their style is like my 2014 dream. It's like pastel, twee, Tumblr girl with like Peter Pan collars. Like these girls would definitely wear Selkie. I also wanted to mention, I forgot that I had put things in this book when I first bought it. I got this in Oregon at a bookstore called Bloomsbury Books, and I kept the receipt and the bookmark and put it in the book. And so as I was reading, like these fell out. And so that was kind of like a fun little memory. So I've been using this as my bookmark now. I'm really excited to keep reading though. I'm going to keep doing these reading sprints until they're over. And then I'm probably gonna read even after that's over too. It's day 4 of the readathon. I don't remember what my last update was, but I did make it halfway through Bunny last night. I made it to chapter 18, and that's page 153. I also made it into part 2, and things change for part 2, but I love it. I participated in the reading sprints that were happening on Liv's channel last night, and I said in the chat that like, I'm loving this book, it might be a new favorite, and then I was like, should I have shared that? Like, what are these people thinking of me now? This book is just known for being like weird and a fever dream and gross and creepy. And it is all of those things. And I like it. It's like totally getting as weird as I wanted it to. Like if this book wasn't going as far as it's going, it wouldn't have the same impact and it wouldn't be good. Liv and Lauren during the live stream were saying that they had to watch some videos after this book was over to kind of like have it explained to them. And I've already known before I even picked it up that I would probably need to do that. But they were saying that they found out that this book was written for writers, and I think that's super interesting. I feel like this book is very like experimental with its writing style, and I'm just really impressed with how good Mona Awad is at writing. So it doesn't surprise me that this is written for writers, especially because the book itself is about writers too, like these college students going to school for like poetry and English and stuff. But I'm just having a really fun time. I'm gonna keep reading today. The photo prompt for today for Instagram is to take a picture of like your favorite reading spot. I have 2 favorite places to read that I could take the picture in. I really love reading in bed, so I could just take a picture of like my side of the bed. Or we also have this chair that's hanging from the ceiling in the guest bedroom, and it's one of the most fun places to read, so I feel like I want to take it there. The only thing that makes me not want to do that is that the lighting is kind of weird because it's backlit from a window that it's kind of up against. But if I can make it work, I want to take my picture in that chair. And then I would like to read a few chapters of this in the chair too before I need to go and run some errands. My only other plan for today is that I'm actually going to hang out with my cousin Allie tonight. I'm super excited. We're going to get dinner and just hang out, probably talk about books. But I'm really looking forward to that. But I think it's just going to be like a chill reading day, and I'm hoping, like I could probably finish this today. Like I'm hoping to finish it. The readathon ended a few days ago and I didn't film the last 2 days of it because I honestly just didn't do anything. I didn't even really read very much. I did want to update you though on the books that I finished and kind of give like final thoughts and ratings for things. I finished Bunny and I gave it 5 stars. I'm just gonna read you what I wrote about it on Goodreads because I feel like it wraps it up pretty quick and easy. This book was an absolute fever dream with amazing writing, interesting characters, and a plot that kept me on my toes. I loved the main plot twist. I did not see it coming. And overall just had a fun time reading this weird little rabbit cult book. I feel like what really helped me have a good reading experience with this book was that I didn't really know a whole lot about it before I went into it. And I also didn't really have very many expectations about it. I think it also helped that I wasn't taking it too seriously and I was just letting the book kind of take me on this ride. I wasn't really trying to figure out what was going on too much. And I think that also helped because then I wasn't trying to like guess the plot twists. So then those plot twists had more of an impact and were more surprising when they happened. If you love writing that feels dreamlike, if you like weird books, if you like horror, I definitely think that you should at least give this one a try. This one doesn't really count for something that I like read and finished during the readathon, but I thought I would just mention it. I did start the audiobook for The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel on day 5. I didn't end up finishing it until a few days after the readathon had ended. I meant to pick this up back in 2020 when it first came out. It was my most anticipated new release for the year. And then I was looking for an audiobook to listen to because I didn't have one at the time during the readathon, and this became available on Libby, so I just picked it up. And I kind of rationalized it because it has some yellow on the cover, so it kind of fit for one of the prompts. I won't give you all of my final thoughts on it since I didn't technically finish it during the readathon, but I will tell you that I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I would recommend this book if you are already a fan of Emily St. John Mandel, and also if you like Taylor Jenkins Reid. I feel like the plot structure of this book was really similar to her books, and also like her books, this also has like some historical fiction vibes. Not counting the like 100 pages or so of The Glass Hotel. These are what I read during the readathon. Just as a little reminder, I read Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata and gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I read Feelings by Manjit Thop and gave it 5 stars. And I read Bunny by Mona Awad and gave this 5 stars, like I just barely said. I'm also just really proud of myself for physically reading 3 books in a week. I usually don't even read 1 book in a week. And usually if I do finish one, it's an audiobook. I feel like all of my reading for the last like 3 years, maybe even more, has basically only been audiobooks, and I've only been recently getting back into like physically reading. So I know that one was a graphic novel and one was a short book, but I read all of these with my eyeballs instead of my ears, okay? I'm really proud of myself. That's it for the vlog though. I had so much fun during this readathon. Thank you so much to the host for planning such a fun week. I really hope that they do it again next year. Thank you so much for watching though, and I will see you in the next one.